Welcome back to the Sleepy Keys Tingle Network. Today, we have a brand new collection for you in the new year. Today's collection is called Pretty Plates, and it's a collection of two gorgeous decorative cat plates that can be yours today for the low price of $39.99. Now, these decorative plates are too pretty to eat off of, so they're yours today as part of a beautiful two-plate collection that you can use to decorate your home, office, really anywhere you like. So before I go into more detail about each one of these really special plates, I did want to catch up and just see how your holidays went. So, you know, Barbara. You did not. New seat covers, I love it. And Nance, you just did a really, really lovely job in the live nativity. I don't know how you stood there in the cold like that, but you did. And the donkey, yeah, the donkey was obviously the highlight for me. Beautiful. And how was your holiday, Nance? You got the card, thank you. You're welcome. Oh, wonderful. Well, good. And you went ice skating. I saw it. Wonderful. And Bruce, how about you? What'd you get up to? Oh, keeping it low key. Right. And you got some action figures. Okay, I thought those were just for kids, but I don't know. I'm not here to judge. Actually, that's something I've thought about in the new year. You know, we make resolutions, decide to do things, all that. My New Year's resolution, I decided, is to not, pass judgments so quickly, so freely. So not passing judgments. It's very tricky because there's times where, I'm thinking someone's driving, and maybe they've got a fancy luxury vehicle, right? And then they cut me off, and in my head I'm going, oh, you really think you can just do that and cut me off freely? You think the whole world revolves around you, right? But you know what? It doesn't matter if you think it does revolve around you, because you're too busy with your high pressure firm job, whatever it is, at the agency, and then your family doesn't like you. You're never home. It causes a lot of tension and turmoil, and that's why you're not letting me merge into traffic. These judgments, though, they're not really serving really much of a purpose, just distracting me from what I should be doing, which is paying attention in traffic, and also it's none of my business, none of my darn business, and I shouldn't make assumptions. I don't know what's going on in someone else's life, what they're dealing with, what they're going through, what they're thinking about, what they're planning for. So it would be in my best interest to just mind my business. Just keep it to myself. I don't need to make up long, elaborate stories about situations and scenarios that have nothing to do with me, right? So with that, not passing a lot of judgments in this new year. How was my holiday, though? That's a whole other story. I had a lovely time going to visit my folks. They like to do some non-traditional holiday meals, and what we did this year was a spring roll. You ever had those? So this was, I ended up making mine vegetarian because I don't care for shrimp. I don't like shrimp. I don't like bottom feeders. But we rolled our own little spring rolls, and so they're delicious little treats. You've got your your lettuce in there. So put the lettuce in. You know, so first you have these rice wraps. The rice wrap is just a little bit, maybe just a tiny bit larger than this this 8-inch plate right here. I believe it's 8 inches. We'll come back to that though. So you've got your 8-inch wrap, and then once you have your wrap, it's made out of this rice paper. It's when it's dry, very breakable, brittle. But what you do is you put it in some warm water, and then you get it moistened in the warm water, right? And then you kind of roll it around, make sure there's good coverage, but you don't want to just leave it in there. It's not a set it and forget it situation. You just want to give it a little dip and then bring it back out. Just enough to make it malleable, basically. And so once you're at that point, you lay it out, and then you put whatever you want in there. For me, in this case, you know, we had, oh gosh, my mom had cut up some cucumbers. You want to do those cucumber slices that are very thin, very small, long, thin ones, and then some carrots. And then the carrot slices need to be also very thin, because really what happens is once you go to start roll the spring roll, you're gonna, if you've got these sharp edges with the carrots or big bulky pieces, it's going to puncture the roll itself, and then you're gonna get a hole in there, and it's not gonna ruin the whole thing, but it's just gonna mess it up. So I put your carrots in, and the carrots, and the cucumber. Then you got your lettuce on the bottom. Oh, and then yeah, she had the shrimp. I said no, thank you, no shrimp for me. So I didn't add that in, but you do want to add in the noodles, and they're those thin noodles. They're very. They don't take long at all to cook. I think it was at most 3 to 5 minutes. You boil them, and then you have them boiled, and then you're ready to go. And there's these thin little vermicelli. Is that what it's called? These thin little noodles, and you put the noodles on top. Then the tricky part, the wrapping part. You got your wrap. Got everything in there. You want to put it in like the bottom third, basically, of the wrap, and then you fold it over, and at that point it should be pretty malleable with the wet wrap. And then once you have everything covered, then you want to fold the sides in, or fold them in, and you want it to be tight, but you don't want it to be too tight. You know, you don't want to crowd it, I guess. You want to be able to take a bite of a little bit of each one of the flavors to make sure everything's evened out. Roll tight, but not too tight. Wrap the ends, then continue to roll. And then I roll it out just a couple times like this on the cutting board. And then you're good to go. Then you've got yourself a delicious spring roll. But you don't want to have a spring roll without some sort of a dipping sauce. In this case, we went with a peanut sauce. It was already pre-made, whatever. Yeah, but you can make it yourself. You just need a little lime, a little peanut butter, a little soy sauce. Mix it together. Just got a little garlic. Anyways, yes. So there were spring rolls, but then there was also a fondue. There's nothing quite as cozy wintertime as, you know, a fondue night. And this was fun where my mom had, oh gosh, she already cut up a number of things that you could dip. So it was a cheese fondue, but, you know, she had some bread squares, the little cut up pieces of bread. It's basically a crouton, but it hasn't been baked yet, a square of bread. And then there were some apple slices, some pear, broccoli and cauliflower. A lot of cruciferous business going on that night. And oh gosh, what else was there? I don't know. Either way, the trouble with the fondue is that you do need to have the right heating temperature once it's been cooked to keep it loose, keep it cheesy, to keep it moving on the you know, the skewers of items that are sticking in there. And what had happened was that my My mother doesn't really like to use the sterno, right? Because it can heat the fondue, and then you get it burned to the bottom, and then it's pretty much impossible to clean. And I don't blame her for being, cautious of that. However, instead what she did was just had a couple of tea lights. This is a classic move. A couple of tea lights that were underneath the fondue pot, and they're pretty close, and it's an open flame. But it was not enough to keep the cheese melted. So you go in, you dip, you lose your bread, comes off your skewer because the cheese is too strong. Or you dip in, you get an apple slice, and then you pull out a huge big glob of cheese because the cheese isn't quite warm enough. So then we went around the house. We looked for some more little candles, other stuff, and that loosened it up a bit. But there's something to consider. When doing fondue, you do want to have a good heat source. It can't be too strong, but then it can't be too weak because then you run into those situations where you don't quite have enough of the heat to then, turn it into a situation where you've got basically hardened cheese that you're trying to dip in. That's not fondue, that's cheese. Anyways. And then, we had a great Christmas, really good time. A little bit of travel here, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Overall, got some lovely gifts, a lot of thoughtful gifts from friends and family, and a lot of good time spent together. I just really enjoyed that aspect of it. So, back to the plates, though. Let's take a look at these. It's hard to choose which plate to start with because both plates are equally gorgeous and just have the most precious images on them. I think though I will start with this Nancy Matthews Purrfection piece. So now this cat is obviously perfection. Look at that. We've got an adorable, beautiful hand-painted ceramic plate here with gold, 24 karat gold plated outer rim. So we're talking about a piece of art here, folks. And this one is called Purrfection. And I think you know how that's spelled. I'll show you here. Purrfection. Exclamation point. Because it is perfection. And you can see here that this is a beautiful, beautiful cat. I'm thinking it might be a rag doll. It's not a domestic short hair, that's for sure. It's a beautiful little kitten that has this grayish color pattern to it, and then these beautiful little cat eyes with this greenish tint, tiny little nose, little kitty mouth, and then this very beautiful hand-painted detailed fur that's all around the rest of the cat, with the darker color here and then the lighter color on the front. If it was just that on the plate, I would say, wow, this is perfection. But there's more, because this cat is outside with these realistic painted gorgeous purple flowers. I want to say they're violets. Gorgeous flowers. And then some other greenery that's around the cat over here. So you have basically a beautiful piece of artwork that is transformed into a decorative plate that goes on your wall. Again, these are not plates that you eat off of. These are just for decoration. Look at that. And, by itself, I would say, oh, well, it's a beautiful kitten. But the way that it has the gold rim outline here, that really just adds to the elegance and opulence of this plate. Now, those words are intentional because this isn't just any plate. It is a Franklin Mint heirloom recommendation. So this is from the Franklin Mint, and you might know them from coin collecting, other commemorative pieces, but this one's obviously Purrfection. There's even another little illustration of a cat right above there. It's almost as if there's art on the back and the front, right? But then if you look down here, you see it's by Nancy Matthews, and it's hard to say because I can't choose, you know, I was thinking to myself earlier before filming, is Nancy Matthews the greatest commemorative plate cat artist, or is it Lily Chang? I don't know. I'm gonna let you decide. I certainly can't decide that, but you know, it depends on your taste, but we can certainly say that they're both the most beautiful decorative cat plate artists around. Anyways, this one's Nancy Matthews limited edition. And you can tell it's limited edition because it has been hand numbered on the bottom here. This one is plate number V3081. So look, it's handwriting. You know it's hand numbered, and this is telling you that it's you know, looks like version 3081. That's not very many plates. There's not very many of these, folks. That makes this very special, very exclusive, and you know, one of the reasons that we are carrying it today on the Sleepy Keys Tingle Network. So there is a note on the bottom just in case you were to gift this. Okay, there's 2 plates, so maybe you're keeping 1 plate for yourself and then you're gifting the other plate. You do what you want. I would keep both because they're so beautiful and just buy 2 sets, but that's just me. On the bottom, it says, a decorative accessory. Not to be used for food. Not to be used for food consumption. Pigments for color may be toxic. Don't eat off of this plate. How many times do I have to tell you? It's just for looking at. It's just for art. It's just for beauty. It's just for being the most beautiful plate that you'll probably ever own with the most wonderful kitten on it. So, you've got your Nancy Matthews. You know that's the case because of the back, but there's also a signature on the bottom here. Bruce, can you zoom in? So we know that this is an original Nancy Matthews design of this beautiful ragdoll looking kitten here, and then the scenery around the outside. But wow, what a face. I would love to look at this in my home. Bet you would too. Bet you would too. And then we do have 2 plates though, folks. There are 2. Put this one back in here. Gosh, like I said, I can't choose who's the better beautiful commemorative plate cat artist here, because these are so beautiful, both plates, with the most precious artistry on them. This one is called Garden Discovery. It's got the little quotes there. GARDENDiscovery. And Garden Discovery is by Lily Chang. And this one was first issued with the Petal Pals collection, but we got special permission from Lily Chang to have it as part of our Pretty Plates collection today. So look at that. It's such a beautiful piece because now, again, these are cat plates, but they're actually kitten plates. If I'm, you know, wanting to, I don't know, have some precious whimsy in my home, I do want to have some kittens on display. These 2 kittens, are they ragdolls also? I don't know for sure, but they're so beautiful. These 2 are both white, and they're white with these big bright blue eyes, and then the little pink nose, and the little mouth. And this one's sleeping. This is a sleepy kitty right here, where, you know, you've got the 2 of them. They're pals. That's because it's part of the Petal Pals collection. So in this one in particular, it's two little kittens, and they're in a pile, or I don't know, a couple of bushes of, I think these are irises. They're not lilies, but these beautiful spring irises that have been in, they're in bloom, and they're growing, and there's a beautiful purple color, and then this sort of almost an indigo blue, and then it looks like there's a monarch butterfly up top here. So I think about my favorite sort of joyful image, if you will, and that would be a picture of a small dog, and the dog has a butterfly on its nose. I think that's too cute, but there's no butterflies on noses here, but the butterfly is just on this beautiful iris up here. And this plate's really beautiful because it adds you know, a lot of cool tones. So if you've got a room in your home where, you know, you want a lot of blues, a lot of purples, indigos, violets, and then a little bit of green in the bottom here, but it's incorporated so well that it just kind of blends. Everything blends together in this beautiful purplish blue plate here. So, you know, if you've got a room where you've got some of these colors, this plate's gonna go perfectly. It's gonna go perfectly in that room. But honestly, it would go perfectly in any room because it's just wonderful to look at. So let me see here. We've got this one is also hand numbered, folks. That's how you know that these are one of a kind, special pieces, limited edition. You're not gonna find it anywhere else. This is plate number 6103G. I don't know what the G's for, but 6,000 isn't a very big number. It's not a lot of plates. And again, Lily Chang had this as part of the Petal Pals collection, which is part of the W.L. George Fine China. And then you've got the date 1992. And it says here, it's crafted from a work originally painted on silk, especially for this collection, and issued in an edition strictly limited, to a maximum of 150 firing days. It looks like fern days. Now I'm wondering if I don't know what this is. Maybe they were just gonna, you know, fire these for 150 days. Fern? Is that not a word I know? Fern? F-I-R-N-G? Fern? Fern days? Huh. Either way, limited edition, not to be created, you know, for years to come. This is your one chance to get the Petal Pals issue of Garden Discovery. So, and then you got the Brandex number down here, which is 84-920-104-1. It's going to be different for every plate because these are all one of a kind versions. And then it says on the very bottom a little special note from Lily Chang. Imagine the wonderful discoveries you can make in a garden like this! Exclamation point. What kind of discoveries would I make in a garden like this? Well, number one, I'd say, oh look, a couple of kittens want to say hi. And then I say, hey, come here, come here, come here, come here. And then the cat would continue to ignore me, but I would step it up a little bit with a, come on, come here, come on, come here, kitty, meow, meow. And then finally I'd say, you know what? They're content, they're sleeping, they're doing their own thing, fine. They don't want to say hi. That's cats for you, am I right? Anyways, yeah, so I can't imagine a world of wonderful discoveries you can make in a garden like this, because I would want it on my wall and I would look at it and I would think about those garden discoveries and just be in awe and whimsy. These beautiful cats, this beautiful plate, and the artistry that is Lily Chang's Petal Pals. Now, we actually have a new promotion that we are running, and today is the first day, starting it this year, where we're offering a small discount for our callers. And the thing is, though, they have to solve a little word scramble, a little puzzle to get the discount. And then, if they do get it right, we will draw a couple of random numbers and then use that to also give the same 10% discount to one of our Sleepy Keys Tingle Network club members. So everybody wins if you can solve the word scramble. And today, this is again the first time we're doing this, so let's go to the phones and see if we have a caller. Caller, you're on the air.
Cynthia calling from Christiansburg.
Well, hello, Cynthia. Congratulations on being the very first Sleepy Keys Tingle Network caller that is going to be playing this word scramble game for your chance to get 10% off these beautiful, beautiful plates. All right, so, Cynthia, now I'm going to, we'll have Bruce. Bruce, can you put the word scramble up on the screen? Yeah? Okay, now, Cynthia, you have 5 seconds to tell me what this word is. And go.
Oh, is it Lord Log?
No. Okay. Okay, Cynthia, know that correct answer was actually ragdoll. Ragdoll's what we were looking for there. So that's ragdoll, like the cat. Okay. With that in mind, we're gonna give you one more chance. This is, this is our first time doing this. Everybody's got to get used to it, I suppose. And I really wanna have a winner today for our, first time rolling this out. Now, okay, Cynthia, take a look at the screen.
Got it. Oh, Maine Coon.
Yes.
Woo!
All right, wonderful job. Now, Cynthia, you're gonna get 10% off of your plate purchase today, and then in a moment here we'll go ahead and draw some of those random numbers to get that same 10% for another Sleepy Keys Tingle Network member. Yeah. Well, how did you know it was Maine Coon?
I grew up with Maine Coon cats all my life. We had a couple of males when I was younger. We had Billy and Bebop. And and then later on, my sister, she got one Frankie. No, Frenchie, like the character in Grease. Did you see Grease? Grease 1 and Grease 2. The original one had Frenchie. So we had a little cat named Frenchie. And it was a Maine Coon. They were so sweet. They are very trainable. And what you can do is teach them how to use a litter box, but also the toilet. So Frenchie would actually go number 1 and number 2 on the toilet.
Okay.
And get a couple of toilets. So one was mostly just for the cat.
Great talking to you. Thank you so much for playing their very first Sleepy Keys Tingle Network discount word scramble. Let's go to Nancy now, and Nancy, go ahead and pull a couple numbers out of that bag randomly. Do not peek. Do not peek. I'm looking at you, Nancy. Okay. Okay, 8. Number 8. What else we got? And number 1, 81. We're looking for Sleepy Keys Tingle Network club member number 81. Fantastic. Great. That's going to be two people today that are going to get 10% off these gorgeous plates. And again, these precious cats are just waiting to adorn any wall in your living space. Look at that. Now, it's hard to say where I'd put them because, it just depends. I want them in every room in my house personally. But you've got, obviously with a plate like this, I'm thinking in the sunroom. We've got a sunroom, something I can look at when I'm trying to relax and just kind of daydream, reading quietly. Maybe the music room. I've been wanting to start playing harp, and I think a plate like this right next to the harp would just be beautiful. Just absolutely gorgeous. It's very, it's almost ethereal, the way the little fine kitten hairs are just sticking up like here. And then the irises. So dreamy, so beautiful. And then, actually for a plate like this really looks like something that would be in the bedroom or the guest room, or not the 365-day Christmas room where, Bill's got the Christmas train set up, and then there's the little village. This doesn't go in there because it's not Christmas. This isn't a Christmas cat. Do you see a hat on its head? No. Oh, I know. I put it next to the vanity in the bathroom because I think the gold outline around the side here, that really, will match my mirror. But also, it's the most beautiful cat. I would look to this cat for inspiration for looking beautiful in the day. You could put it in your office, depending on what kind of office it is. If it's one where you've got, I don't know. If you're doing therapy and you want people to feel calm and welcome, that sort of situation. Or maybe you make wedding cakes. I could see that. But yeah, these plates, again, they are not for eating. But in case you were wondering the size, 8 inches. It's an 8-inch plate. And so it's gonna look lovely on your walls and just be like a, smaller than an 8x10 frame because it's a circle, but just imagine it in your living space as, the width of an 8x10 frame, but without matting, without a picture. It's just freestanding. Which brings me to, I want to set you up for success when you order these, right? Included in the price for the Pretty Plates collection, it's $39.99, but it also includes 2 plate hangers. What is a plate hanger, you might ask? Well, you're going to need a way to hang these on your wall. And with the plate hanger, what you do here is, inside this little bag, there is a nail and a wall, like art hanging screw. And then there are these hooks that have this plastic sort of coating on the side that will protect the beautiful finish, artistic finish of these plates, right? And then going up the plate are these springs that you can extend to fit either an 8-inch plate, these are 8-inch, or they can be stretched out a bit to a 10-inch. And what they do is stretch and grab onto the plate in such a way that allows you to have it be securely fashioned in these 4 corners of protected hooks here, these little corners. And from there, you just have the plate in the corners, and then you pick where you want it on your wall, put the nail in, and then you hang it securely on your wall. I sort of want to show you with this one. I wasn't really prepared for that today, but let me just give you an idea of how this looks. But these come as part of the collection. They're basically free. They're built into the collection. I don't want to just give you plates and then have them sit around because you don't have a way to hang them on your walls. That's not going to serve anyone. And then no one's going to be able to see how beautiful they are. So I'm really looking out for you here on the Sleepy Keys Tingle Network by including these as part of the deal and not making them an extra cost to you. So let's try it with Purrfection here. Look, that's upside down. Oops. That goes there, that goes there. Hold that steady. little noisy, but it's fine. There we go. Just like that. Look, these strings are very secure. They have been twice twirled around the ends. They, you know, there's a little bit of room. But you can see how having the plastic coating around these edges means that this 24 karat gold finish is not going to get all scraped up. I don't want that to happen. So, just like that, once you have them, you know, securely fastened on the back here, you just take that, and then you have your hook in the wall ready, and then you hang it. You hang it like that. And then should you come into the situation every once in a while where you need to take these off the wall to clean them, you just grab a damp cloth, no harsh chemicals, just a damp cloth, and you just gentle water, damp cloth for cleaning. And then you can treasure these for years. They're literally heirloom plates, so you'll be passing these down for generations. And everyone will be fighting over them in your family. So beautiful. Now, that's it for the Pretty Plates collection. I say that's it, but it's really the most beautiful set of plates that you'll ever come across. And take this back off here. You've got the Nancy Matthews Purrfection plate as part of this Pretty Plates collection. And then you've got your Lily Chang Garden Discovery, part of the Petal Pals, which we have an exclusive partnership with to be able to have this lovely plate in this collection. So that's it. Give us a call soon, because these pretty plates are, you know, a limited edition. Not very many will be painted or created, rather. And so you're going to want to call soon to get the Pretty Plates collection from the Sleepy Keys Tingle Network for the low price of $39.99. So look forward to hearing from you soon. All right.